الله إن الله كان غفورا رحيما ولا تجادل عن الذين يختانون أنفسهم إن الله لا يحب من كان خوانا أثيما يستخفون من الناس ولا يستخفون من الله وهو معهم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Should we go really hard today or should we go like slowly?
Hard.
We should go hard. We should not go slowly. Zubair, should we go really hard or should we go slowly? Zubair, can you hear me? Zubair, is there too much light? Oh, you guys can't even hear me.
Yeah, kind of.
There's a lot of light. Should I like change my? Let me see. Okay. There's even more light. What's going on? What can I do? Let me see how much light have we got here. The light's inevitable, unavoidable amount of light. That's the way the room is. The room is white. The room is white. And everywhere is white. And let me reduce the light. Let's see. Oh, but I'm too still crazy. Let me try. My face showing. Which is better, with the light or without the light?
With the light.
With the light. Nah, so Zainab is saying we should go hard. Well, we are going hard. You know what this means? We learn almost all of the mudud in just one day. That's really hard. Or we might learn half of it, depends, because I think we're starting with mud today. Let me see. Zubair, are you there?
Naam, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Did you understand mutajanisain, mutaqarribain, and what's the third one?
Yeah, naam.
It was clear, right?
Yeah.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
Now, today we'll be doing what we refer to as what? Al-Mad. Al-Mad. Mad can be identified or defined as elongation. Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa sahbihi wa ba'd. So today we're taking Al-Mad. Al-Mad. What is Mad? Mad can be defined as the elongation of an alphabet. When Mad is connected to an alphabet, the alphabet is pronounced longer than usual. There are two major classifications of Mad. We have Maddul Asli and Maddul Far'i. So we have Maddul Asli from what was Asli, like origin. Asl can mean like origin. Maddul Asli, like the basic Mad. Then we have what? Maddul Far'i, which is any other Mad that is not the basic Mad. And we understand as we move forward. So what is Maddul Asli? This is referred to as Al-Maddu At-Tabi'i. So it can be Maddul Asli or Maddul Tabi'i. It is the simplest form of Mad. The alphabets that constitute this mad is alif when it comes after an alphabet that takes fatha, or ya after an alphabet that takes kasra, or wa after an alphabet that takes dhamma. This mad is observed by elongating the alphabet before the mad, the alphabet that comes exactly before the mad, by elongating it with two harakats, or two units or pronunciation. So what does this mean? It means when alif comes before an alphabet that has fatha. For example, in this situation, you have alif coming after qaf, right? And now if you look at this alif waw and ya, you see that they don't have tashkil. So mudud don't have what? They don't have tashkil, fatha, kasra, dhamma, stuff like that. So if you look at this, the only tashkil we have, qaf has a tashkil of fatha, and the alif that comes after the qaf does not have any tashkil, right? So what is the job of this alif? The job of the alif is to elongate the qaf. If the alif was absent, you have qaf connected to lam, to be kola. But now that mad is making the qaf longer, so you have to say kola rather than kola. So this mad here, this mad coming after an alphabet that takes fatha, its job is to make the alphabet before it, which is the qaf, pronounced a bit longer. Kola, with the qaf having what? Two elongation. So this maddu that makes an alphabet what? A bit longer with two elongation, which is basic mad. This alif here is referred to as maddul asli or al-maddu at-tabi'i. The same goes to what? Wow. When wow does not have tashkil, no fatha, kasra, or dhamma on the wow, and what comes before it exactly takes dhamma. For example, in this statement, yaqulu, the qaf was elongated. It was kulu and not yaqulu. The reason why I said yaqulu was because there is a wow without tashkil coming after an alphabet that has dhamma. So what this wow does is to make this qaf longer, pronounced with what? Two harakats. Yaqulu, maddul asli, or maddul tabi'i. So it's referred to as maddul asli or maddul tabi'i, which is what? Basic mad. Look at the third example. An alphabet that has kasra, qaf, followed by ya, without tashkil, fatha, kasra, dhamma is not ya. Qila. Can you see? The qaf was pronounced two harakats, longer than the way it should have been pronounced. So this yaw here constitutes what we refer to as what? Maddul tabi'i or maddul asli. As we refer to, just like kola here, you have soma, maddul asli, after the sod. This mad is what? Maddul asli, basic mad or original mad. Yasumu, and so on and so forth. So what is madul asli? Basic mad. When you are learning how to read the Quran, you'll have already come across what? Madul asli. It's just what you refer to as mad, basic mad, because it's the origin of what? Of mudud. So the origin of mudud is what? The origin of elongation is alif when a fatha comes before it, wow when dhamma comes before it, and yaw when kasra comes before it. These are basic mad. So it's all of this basic mad are referred to as what? Al-maddu al-asli or al-maddu al-tabi'i. And this is something you should have been familiar with already, because like when you learn how to read the Quran, you'll have been used to this. Just basic elongation, yaw, waw, and alif without tashkil being the reason why an alphabet is what? Is pronounced longer than usual. What is maddul far'i? This is a mad that is elongated more than maddul asli. Now we are not satisfied with two elongation. This elongation has to be very long or like a bit longer, either because an hamza comes after it. After you have alif, waw, or ya, the three alphabets that are used for elongation, it's either the reason why it's elongated longer is either because after the alif waw and ya, hamza comes directly after it, or a sukun, or maybe it's because a sukun comes after it. That's why we're elongating it longer than the normal elongation. It is classified into 13 different forms. So al-maddu al-far'i, which is what another like level of mad higher than maddul asli, because it's pronounced longer, is what is classified into 13 different forms. And we form maddul far'i in two ways. It is maddul far'i because this mududul asli, these original elongations exist. But these original elongations exist, and then it's either because immediately after them we have an hamza, or immediately after them we have a sukun. Whichever way the situation is, you understand with time. But this is the reason, this is what madul far'i is. Madul far'i is what? Madul asli plus hamza, or madul asli plus sukun. And I'll expatiate later, you understand. You see that like all mudud, like the basic of every mud is madul asli. That's why it's called madul asli, the original mud. Then madul far'i is what? Any other mud that is not madul asli. So what are the 13 categories of maddu al-far'i? You have al-maddu al-wajibu al-muttasil, al-maddu al-jaizu al-munfasil, al-maddu al-arid lis-sukun. We have maddu al-badal, maddu al-iwad, المد اللازم المثقل الكلمي، المد اللازم المخفف الكلمي، المد اللازم المثقل الحرفي، المد اللازم المخفف الحرفي، المد اللين، المد الصلة، مد اللين، مد الصلة. There shouldn't be alif and lam before it. مد الفرق and مد التمكين. What is al-maddu al-wajibu al-muttasil? This is a mad that is formed when hamza comes after a normal mad, alif waw and ya, within a word. Look at the constraint. Alif waw or ya is elongating an alphabet that has fatha, kasra, or dhamma, depending on the tashkil it has and the elongation that comes after it. It could be alif waw or ya. And immediately after that, we have an hamza. But this situation of having an alphabet that takes fatha, kasra, or dhamma, elongated by waw, alif or ya, followed by hamza, all exist in one word, the same word. Do you understand? So within the same word, you have all of these three things happening. The first of them, either an alphabet takes fatha and is elongated with alif mad, or an alphabet takes kesra and it's elongated with yaw mad, or an alphabet takes dhamma and it's elongated with waw mad. Then the alphabet is followed by what? Followed by hamza. That's the second condition. First condition, either the mad exists, madul asli. Second condition, followed by hamza. Third condition, it exists within the same word, in just one word, not scattered between two words. These two conditions exist what? Hamza comes after it while it's within the same word, then we are formed what? Al-maddu, al-wajibu, al-muttasil. So how do we observe maddul wajib? It is observed by elongating 5 harakats. The mad and hamza must be in the same word, and the hamza must come immediately after the mad, just like I've explained. So now let's look at the first one. An alphabet takes dhamma. What is used to elongate dhamma? Wow, without tashkil. So alphabet takes dhamma, wow elongates it, followed by hamza immediately. And the final one, it happens within one word. This is just one word. So once we have this kind of situation, we elongate with what? 5 harakat. Al-madul wajib. So this one will be su al-adhab. Su al-adhab. Su al-adhab. That's for su. Let me continue. وجاء المعذرون وجيء يومئذ بجهنم ثم كان عاقبة الذين أساءوا السوء أن كذبوا بآيات الله إلا ما شاء الله. There's an issue that we hadn't discussed, but I didn't talk about at the beginning of the course, and this issue has to do with pattern and method of recitation. 6 harakats for me reciting, or 5 harakats for me reciting, might be a bit different from 5 harakats from someone else reciting with a much faster pace or a much slower pace. So like I would say 5 harakats, 4 harakats, 3 harakats. The number of harakats is so much subjective and dependent on the speed of the reciter. And that's where I'll end it. So like you might elongate 5 harakat and might be a bit faster than me, depending on the pace at which you are reciting at that time. Do you get? I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but what I mean is if someone is reciting fast, his 5 harakat will be shorter than me that I'm reciting very slow. For example, let me use this for Arid Sukun. When I'm reciting, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. I did 6 for Arid Sukun there. I want to do 6 for Arid Sukun. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. I believe I'm doing 6, but because of the pace at which I'm reciting, I've recited at 2 different paces, and relatively, I've done 6, but the recitation is what's slower in one, and the recitation is faster in the other because of the pace at which I'm reciting. So Zainab, you have a complaint? Yeah, you raised your hand. What did you want to say?
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, like, how many seconds are we supposed to elongate it? But you already said
Yeah,
that.
that's why it's 5 harakats. Do you get? So if you
Yeah.
see most of the time, people recite with almost the same pace, especially in Musabakot and stuff like that. They recite with almost the same pace. So like it's easier. And again, if you are listening to a recitation, by default, the way you count your 6 would be so much dependent on the way the person is reciting. Do you get? So if the person is reciting fast, you count 6, but your 6, you like, I don't know how, like subjectively, your 6 will be fast. And if somebody is reciting very slow, you know that the 6 has to be, do you get? Some people recite very slow. I don't know how to recite slow. Some people recite very slow. If you're reciting very slow and you have to like count for Arid Sukun, you see how the Arid Sukun will be very long. Do you understand? Did I answer the question?
Yeah.
You guys said I should go fast. I should go hard today. That's why I'm going hard. So you bear with me. We're going to do like a lot of modul today. Okay, so this is Maddu al-Wajib al-Muttasil. For me to give you a quick refresh on what is Maddu al-Wajib al-Muttasil, 3 things have to happen. 1, I have to have a mad. And this mad is what is caused by me having Dhamma, Fatha, or Kesra. And the mad can come in how many forms? Alif, Wa, or Ya. Just like I explained in Madul Asli. Dhamma, Wow, elongating a word that has alphabet that has Dhamma before it. Or
After.
Alif, elongating an alphabet that has Fatha before it. Or Ya, elongating what? An alphabet that has Kesra before it. That's the first condition. So you need to have like a Madul Asli, and then it has to be followed by Amza, second condition. And the third condition is what? It has to be within the same word. Okay? So it has to be in the same word. For example, look at the Su'ah, one word. Sha'a, one word. Shin, elongated by Alif, and then what? Followed by Hamza in one word. Ja'a, Jim, elongated by Alif, followed by Hamza in one word. Ji'a, Kesra, followed by Ya, Mad, with Hamza in one word. Asa'a, Sin, Fathasa, followed by Alif Mad. The Alif does not have Tashkil, followed by Hamza in one word. 5 harakat. This for what? Al-Maddu, Al-Wajibu, Al-Muttasil. Now we're moving to another mud, similar to the previous mud we had just done. The name of the mud is what? Al-maddu al-jaizu al-munfasil. Madul jaizu al-munfasil. Madul jaizu al-munfasil is formed when Hamza comes after a normal mad within 2 words. So in short, Madul Jaizu al-Munfasil is similar to the mad we did before, Madul Wajib al-Muttasil. And the only difference, the first difference, is that what? It is spread between what? 2 words, not just within 1 word. Now we have it within 2 different words, okay? Now in Madul Jaizu al-Munfasil, a word ends with a mad and the other begins with what? With an Hamza. Since it's between 2 words now, so this is how it has to happen. It has to happen that what? The mad, a particular word ends with a mad and the next word begins with an Hamza. Now, the maddu al-jaiz can be observed by elongating 2, 4, or 5 harakats. Unlike madul wajib is only 5. But madul jaiz can be 2, 4, or 5 harakats, depending on your pace of recitation. And the best practice is to stick to what you started with. If I'm reciting Surah to Toha, from beginning of Toha to the end of Surah to Toha, if I started with Tul, Badal, or whatever speed of recitation I'm reciting with, I just continue. If I'm picking 2 for my jais, I should use 2 throughout till the end of my recitation. When I'm done with that recitation, I'm reciting another time. Even if I recite the same Surah, I can start to say, okay, this time around, I'm going with 4. And you just try to maintain uniformity. If you are observing 2 harakat for this particular rule, when you are reciting a particular portion, follow the 2 harakat from the beginning of your recitation to the end of your recitation at that time. You can come back the next day or like an hour later and you want to recite the same place. But this time around, you are starting your recitation at that time with what? With 4 pace for your madul jais. Continue with 4 elongation to the end. Or you decide, oh no, I want to do 5 elongation for all of my madul jais. Then you do 5 elongation from the beginning to the end. For example, if you started with 2, continue to 2 and apply 2 elongation throughout for that recitation, for that period. And when you're done with the recitation, maybe you just want to recite again. Or it can even be on the same solar. Your first rakah, you can start with 2 harakats throughout in that rakah. The next rakah, you just decide, oh, I want to recite a bit slower, and then you start to use 4. It's fine because the recitation is not the same. But not on the same rakah. The first place you use 2, the next one you use 4, the next one you use 5, you went back to 2. No, that's not how it's done. Or you have the capacity to the ability and you are free to either elongate it 2, 4, or 5, but you should maintain uniformity whenever you are reciting. So now what is even madul jaiz? What are we observing? What are we elongating 2, 3, or 4? As we said, you have madul asli followed by hamza, but not in the same word, within 2 different words. For example, ya ayyuhan nas, ya ayyuha. So hamza comes immediately after the mad, but is not within the same word. For example, ya ayyuhan nas, ya has fatha, mad comes after the ya fatha, then hamza comes after what? Comes after the mad, and what happens? It's between the same what? Between 2 different words, not in the same word. Ya in Arabic means O, O-H, O. Ya ayyuhan nas. Like ayyuhan nas, O people, something like that. So like it's 2 different words. Ya ayyuhan nas. So like ya is ismul manada. Okay, we shouldn't go there. So ya ayyuhan nas. Ya having mad followed by what? Followed by hamza. So this is similar to the rule in madul wajib, but what? This is similar to the rule in madul wajib in the previous stuff that we did. But madul wajib, it exists within 1 word. But here, the one word is ending with mad, the other word is beginning with what? Hamza. This is madul jaiz. For example, anfusakum. Can you see? This mad is ending with what? Waw mad. And you can see this alif. Is it alif al-maksura? What they call this alif? This alif doesn't have anything to do with this stuff. What we just have to understand is that what? This alphabet is ending with waw mad. This waw mad does not have tashkil. And then we have what? Hamza followed by the what? By the waw mad. So what do? We have waw mad and hamza followed by the waw mad. So this is maddu al-jaiz. Okay. Wala antum. This is lam. Lam alif is lam. Then alif mad. Okay. So this alif mad here is also what? Is what is elongating the lam fatha la. lam fatha la, then followed by alif mad. Then it's followed immediately by what? By amza. The rule applies again. This is maddul jaiz. Let me read it. Let me read ya ayyuhan nas with 2 harakat. Ya, let me read it with 2 harakat. Ya ayyuhan nasu an, ya ayyuhan. Can you see? That, if you listen to Sheikh Sudais, he recites like that. Ya ayyuhan nas, ya ayyuhan nas. That's 4 harakat with my own recitation, my own pace. 5 harakat with my pace. Ya ayyuhan nas. Can you see? Ya ayyuhan nas. Now, some people actually mistake 2 harakat, thinking 2 harakat should go beyond the way I've recited it. This is how you know if you have observed 2 harakat or not. Remove that mad and try to pronounce this word without this mad here. What will you pronounce? You pronounce ya ayyuhan nas, ya ayyuhan nas, ya ayyuhan nas. So the mad there is like a barrier, making you that you pronounce ya before you pronounce ayyuha. Ya ayyuha. That's the way you implement 2 harakat at any pace. That's how to implement two harakat. 4 harakat, you make it clear. Ya ayyuhan nasu antumul fuqara'u ila Allah. يا أيها الناس أنتم الفقراء إلى الله. For 5 harakat. يا أيها الناس. Can you see? So that's for that. Let me give you this, recite this with. يا أيها الناس قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا. قوا أنفسكم 2 harakat. 4 harakat. يا أيها الناس قوا أنفسكم. يا أيها الناس قوا أنفسكم. Like I said, there is no like standard number of seconds. It's so much dependent on what on your pace of recitation. For me, I observe my mudud by counting my fingers, dependent on how fast I'm reciting. I want to recite with 5 harakats. Ya ayyuhan nasu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. I hope it's clear. Wala antum 2 harakats. Wala antum 2 harakats. 4 harakats. ولا أنتم 4 حركات 5 حركات sorry 5 حركات now ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد. I recited before. This is the same word. Ma wala antum abiduna ma a'bude. That's 2 harakat. Ma a'bude 4 harakat. Ma a'bude 5 harakat. So madul jaiz is like permissible mad, something like that, and you have like a lot of flexibility while reciting in madul jaiz, and the conditions are very clear. One word ends with a madul asli. I have any of them, alif, wa, or ya, and the next word starts with an amza, and you are free to elongate with 2, 4, or 5 harakats. In Sheikh Sudais will recite this. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. Some people say, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. Some take it 5. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. Go wherever works for you. Try to implement it as best as you can to the best of your ability. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this easy for you. So that will be the end of Al-Maddu Al-Jaizu Al-Munfasil. Any questions? Okay, you guys tell me, what's the difference between Maddul Jaiz and Maddul Wajib?
Mad al-wajib is in one sentence. Mad al-jaiz in two sentences.
Okay, Mad al-Jaiz in one word, not sentence, one word. Mad al-Jaiz between two sentences. Mad al-Wajib, all of these same rules apply, but what? It happens within one word. Mad al-Jaiz, it happens between two words. You have Madu followed by Amza, but within two words. So, another difference. What is the other difference I mentioned?
Rakat.
What did you say?
Yeah, rakat.
The harakats, thank you. So in Madul Wajib, it's always 5. Oh yeah. Malaika, 5. Always 5. But here in Madul Jaiz, it could be 2, 4, or 5, depending on how you want to implement it. And as I said from the beginning, when you start your recitation, end it with whatever you start from. Don't say, Wala antum abiduna ma a'bude. That's not good. That's not how to recite. There's no uniformity in your recitation. Some scholars will sit you down and say, did you take Tajweed classes? He's asking you out of out of curiosity, because why should you even, in fact, you didn't just do it within the same surah, you did it within the same verse. Wala antum abiduna ma a'bude. And it happens with people that have a lot of voice. Sometimes you see people that have voice, they recite very melodiously, but they don't have tajweed. Sometimes you just see them and say, did you take tajweed classes? Are you actually reciting this the way the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam recited? Do you understand? So it's something you should be careful about. Madul Jaiz is one of the easiest way to know if someone actually took tajweed classes or not, or if they actually learned under a sheikh or not. You see people that didn't learn under a sheikh and they are not like religiously following a reciter. Even some people that religiously follow reciters, they make a lot of mistakes when they recite, because they are so much carried away with the melody that they are not implementing the rules of tajweed. Al-maddu al-arid lis-sukun. MashaAllah. This is a mad that comes when stopping in the last word in a sentence. And the second to the last alphabet is one of the huruf of mad, alif, waw, or ya. You know, I said that al-madul far'i comes in two ways. Either any of those madul asli comes and is followed by amza, or is followed by sukun. So madul arid li sukun is one of those that what? Those that fall under the category of those that come after, that sukun comes immediately after what? After any of the mududu al-far'i. So when you have maddu al-asli, which is alif, waw, or ya, and then it is coming at the last, like it's either you're stopping in the middle of a sentence or at the end of a sentence, but like you're stopping, right? And while in the process of stopping, the second to the last verse of the word that you're stopping on, you're stopping on a particular word. The second to the last verse, the last word, alphabet, sorry. You're stopping on the last word. In the last word where you're stopping, second to the last alphabet, if it's alif, waw, or ya, and the last alphabet will inevitably take sukun because you are stopping there. Once you have that kind of a situation, what do? You perform madul arid li sukun. So you could either perform what? Tul recitation, and you're going to recite what? With 6 harakats. That's tul. That's like the speed. Now we're talking about the speed of your recitation. We're reciting with tul because there are like modes of recitation too. Some people recite slow. I've talked about that. Some people recite slow and some people recite what? They recite fast. So if you're reciting with tul, you are meant to recite what? 6 harakats, 6 elongations. If you're reading with tawassut, you're not too fast, you're not too slow. Your Mawlid al-Sukun should be observed with 4 harakats. If you're reciting with qasr, like Sheikh Sudais, your harakat should be what? 2 harakats. I've mentioned Sheikh Sudais so many times. It's not like I like Sheikh Sudais like that, but like he's like a very, very good example because of his popularity and the way he recites. So Sheikh Khalil al-Husari recites with tul, very slow. Sheikh Abbas Samad is even on another level of tul. Do you get? Who recites with tawassut? Maybe al-Afasi or so. I don't know. I'm not sure about the accuracy of that statement of tawassut. But I know that like Sheikh Sudais recites with Qasr and Sheikh Abdul Basit someone recites with tul. If we don't stop, the mad becomes mad tabi'i. Just know that if you don't stop, the mad becomes mad tabi'i, and you understand when I recite. Look at this now. This ya is one of the words. It doesn't have tashkil. Fatha, Kesra, or Doma is not there. It is just used to elongate the meme, right? That's the work. Madu tabi'i. It's followed by nun sukun. In the first word of Surah Al-Fatiha. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Okay? Alameen, 6 harakats for my end because I like tool. I like it so much. This tool has nothing to do with your madul jaiz. It's not the speed of recitation doesn't have to do with your madul jaiz. Your madul jaiz can be 2, 3, or 4. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect your recitation of tool. Okay, tool badal or whatever you're using. Tool qasr or tawassut. Sorry, I don't know where I found badal. Tool qasr or tawassut. So this is entirely different. This is just your speed of recitation. It doesn't have anything. It's like totally independent of what madul jaiz. You can be reciting with tool 6 harakat and be doing 2 jaiz. It's on you. But like most people, like it's just like how do I explain it? Most people don't recite like that. Once you recite with tool, it means you like being slow. That's what it means. So when you see people recite with tool, they most likely, almost 100% of the time, they recite their madul jaiz with 4 or 5 harakat. Same thing goes to people that recite with tawassut. They go with 4 or 5. They get. So it's people that recite with qasr that enjoy having their madul jaiz at the same time being qasr too. They get. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. That's qasr, 2 harakat. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. That's what? That's qasr. You want to recite with tawassut. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. I cannot fold my hands while I'm raising it like this. Like I'm used to doing it like this. Okay, let me try to raise it. Alhamdulillah. It's like a bit difficult to show. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman. You can have it closed and then you open it. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. The interesting thing is, when you practice your recitation for a while, you don't need to count. You don't need to use your hands to count. Do you understand? I recite, I don't count at all. I don't do it because like I have understood like my pattern of recitation and I've gotten used to it for a while. So I don't do this. I just recite. I know when it's long enough. Do you get? Do you understand me? Are you following? So Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. I've given so many examples that I know. Oh, they're all here. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. That's what I recite. I recite with tool most of the time. And sometimes tawassut. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. Why is it not alayhim? Because ha kesrohi, mim sukun. There's no mad. There's no waw, alif, waw, or ya. If there was alif, waw, or ya after the ha, then to be alayhim, but it's not there. That's why it's alayhim, because there's no mad there. And now we said something at the last word. We said what? If you don't stop, then it becomes madu tabi'i. How? Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman. Is it alamina or alamin? It's alhamdulillahi rabbi. Let me see. think. You can see fatha on top of the, sorry. So you can see fatha right on top of what? On top of the first verse. And if I were to continue from this first verse and the second verse together, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Alameen Ar-Rahman. Can you see we didn't do a lot of long elongation? It's not Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Can you see? Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. So we're treating it like as if it's coming in the middle of a recitation. Hence, we don't give it what? We don't give it the ruling of Maddu al-Aid al-Sukun. So this Maddu here that we do here is going to be referred to as what? Al-Maddu al-Tabi'i or Maddu al-Asli, like we had explained earlier in earlier lesson. Questions? Does anyone not understand Maddu al-Aid al-Sukun? Is there anyone that does not understand Maddu al-Aid al-Sukun? Hello?
Hello.
Any questions?
So in a nutshell, it's just the way we try and implemented the one with Hamza, but this is the one for Sukun.
Yeah, something like that. The one with, so Maddu al-Aid al-Sukun is one with what? With Sukun. When you have all of those Madud and they come after Sukun, and we stop on that word. Once we are stopping on that word, and then we want to stop on, I want to recite. You know, say Alami, then we make the ya what? Longer. Let me see. I want to see how they explain Madul Badal here. No, I'm not listening to all this. Let me see Madul Badal. Oh, I don't enjoy it. Let me just go back to our Tajweed class. Okay, so that's Madul Adil Sukun. So Madul Badal. What is Madul Badal? This is a mad that is formed when Hamza comes directly before a mad. When you have Hamza before what? Before a mad. We approach such a situation by joining the Hamza and the mad together. So it's a kind of like coalition in pronunciation as given in the examples. So this time around, we have the mad, but it is Hamza that is coming before it. This time around, not after. Hamza is there, but Hamza is what coming before it. For example, we have Adama. Adama. So in Arabic, what do they do when you have situation like this? We merge it. So when Hamza comes before a mad, what we do is we merge it, the Hamza with the mad. Hence, we have what? Adama. Adama. So Adama was formed by the joining of what? Hamza coming before what? Before a mad. Alif. So you have what? Adama. The same thing happens to Amanu. Amanu. It also comes from what? Hamza Fatah. Hamza Sukun. So this sound was the two Hamza were joined together to form You now have what? You have Amanu. For Hamza Kesra also, we have what? So you have what? Imana. Can you see? Because you have what? We have Hamza Kesra. What happened? The mad became what? The mad became ya, and the mad is no longer what? No longer Madul Alif. It's no longer Madul Alif. It became what? Madul ya. Iman. So you have Adamu, Amanu, Imana. For example, Ya bani Adam khudhu zinatakum. Can you see it's pronounced with what? Two harakat. Ya ayyuhalladhina aminu billah. ولا إيمانا ولا يرتاب إيمانا ولا يرتاب. So all of this madul badal are huruf that are formed by amza fatha coming before an alphabet of mad. Hence it is merged together to form a mad. So when you have amen, adama, something, this kind of mad with this, you see the sign on it when you read the Quran, you see the sign on it, then that mad is referred to as what? As madul badal. This sign shows that we had what? We had joined two amzas together. This sign, this like what's the name of that sign in English? I don't know what it's called, but this sign shows that what we have joined two amzas together. Hence, whatever we pronounce with what will be two harakats and to be referred to as what? Al madul badal. Amanu, Adama, Amanu, Imana. So that will be the end of madul badal. Do you have any question? Any questions on madul badal? Hello, any questions on madul badal?
No.
Okay, so we'll move to the next mad. We are
Oh,
rushing, you guys.
this is really getting.
Okay, let me see
overwhelming.
what the next mad is.
Ah,
Madul Iwad. Let's do Madul Iwad. Let's do Madul Iwad. After Madul Iwad, we'll stop. And what I want you guys to do is, you guys have all of these materials with you. I sent it to you. And in the material, I tried to make sure that like if you read it, you understand. I tried. I'm not saying that I ensured. I will say I tried because I actually tried to do that. So you should go through the materials. You should try to see. You should try to look at the materials. Try to like relate to what we did in class. That way you even understand it better. Do you understand? So this is the last one we're doing today, Madul Iwad. What is Madul Iwad? This is a mad that is created when you stop on fathatan in the last word of a sentence. When the last word of a sentence ends on fathatan, we exhibit Madul Iwad. How does Madul Iwad sound? وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلِيمًا حَكِيمًا. What did we do? We cleaned one of what? One of the fatha. We cleaned it and we left one alone. So it's Hakima instead of Hakiman. Hakima, because we're stopping on it. That ma sound that we have created is called Madul Iwad. That ma sound is what is Madul Iwad itself. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلِيمًا حَكِيمًا وَكَانَ اللَّهُ سَمِيعًا بَصِيرًا. را مد العوض. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلِيمًا خَبِيرًا. را مد العوض. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. ما مد العوض. So it's the ma that it's the iwad itself. You are taking away one of the what? Yeah, it's like as if you are cleaning one of the tashkil, like you're fathatan, you're cleaning one fatha, so you are leaving one fatha on it, and you're not pronouncing it ma instead of man. It should be ma. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلِيمًا حَكِيمًا. So whenever we're stopping, and we're stopping on what? We're stopping on tenwin. Whenever you're stopping on tenwin, you take one of it away, and then what? You pronounce it like that. Like Ghafur ar-Rahima, Aliman Khabira, Ra. Instead of run, you say Ra because you had cleaned one of the fatha from it. So that will be all about Madul Iwad. So Madul Iwad is just, in other words, I would say Madul Iwad is when you stop on a word that has tenwin. The way you pronounce it, that's Madul Iwad. And I've explained with the examples I've given. So that will be the end of Madul Iwat. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa ba'd. What do we have left for next week? Next week we'll be doing Madul Lazim. Better tie your trousers. Madul Lazim. I'd made Madul Lazim simple. Don't worry. If you learn Madul Lazim with this thing, you don't have any problem. Madul Lin. What's the difference between Madul Lin and Harful Lin? Zainab.
I'm not too sure.
What is Harful Lin? What is Madul Lin?
I can't specifically remember modeling, but I've done it before.
Okay, so that'll be your assignment for next week. Don't copy my material. Don't copy. So you guys should go and check the material. I sent the link to the group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we started the course, I sent the material to the link to the group. So you guys should check it. Someone should resend it, please. So you guys should check it. I'm having a headache, wallah. I'm going through some stuff. I've not been able to resolve it. Yesterday, I just had to sleep. I just could. Was it yesterday or Tuesday? I couldn't make the class. It's been a stressful life. We pray that Allah eases it. So it's not easy to like hold this class by this time. I hope that you guys take it seriously. I hope you guys go through it at your free time. Go through all of the things we've done today. I'm not sure if I'll be posting this video. I don't have the time.
sorry.
I don't have the
Please
time to
post
sit
it.
down and post it. I don't have
Hello,
the time
sir.
to sit down and post it. What did you say?
Please help us to post it because the network here is not good at all. I'm just trying to stay online, so it's just cracking. So
Okay,
it's better
if
off.
I have
if
to
I'll
post
post
it today.
if I'll post it, I'm not sure it will make tomorrow. I'm not sure you get it before tomorrow's class. If I want to post it, I have to wait for like 30 minutes for the video to be done on Zoom. Then I'll download it. Then I'll now upload it on YouTube. So it should take me almost like an hour to get it done. And I cannot wait an hour. I have to sleep right now. So maybe tomorrow morning when I wake up, inshallah. Or when I wake up for Sahur. Okay, no problem. No problem. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا. اللهم اجعلها حجة لنا لا حجة علينا. Allahumma. What do you say when you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive like the sittings we have in a gathering? Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Do you know why I said that?
After we finish gathering, we're about to leave.
Yeah, and you're about to leave. If you say that, like Allah will forgive whatever like misdeed you had done in that gathering.
Can I, sorry, this is not pertaining to, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
You know, Jumat, we observe Nawafil, maybe like before maybe just before the main Jumat prayer, right? So I don't know, maybe because I'm not aware. Some people they observe like 4 without any there's salam or in between, like observe 2 rakat, do the attire instead of doing salama, they are going to stand up and like as if they are praying zur. Do you understand? Is that correct? And that's Nawafil.
In Nawafil, you can pray Nawafil 4 or 2 or whatever number. You can pray it in twos. So now what's the problem? The problem is there julus between praying 4 or not? There's ikhtilaf on if you can sit down or not. But the truth is it's actually difficult. Like I can't say one of them has a stronger evidence than the other. Like I would say they have like similar like level of evidence that you can pray 4 rakats sitting down, and you can pray all the 4 without even sitting at all, just the 4 together. Do you understand? So me, I pray using the 2. That's the weird thing. Sometimes when I pray Tarawih, I just pray 4 without sitting at all. And tomorrow I can pray 4 sitting in between the 2. So there is how do I say it? Is it ikhtilaf? Yeah, there's ikhtilaf among the scholars about how do we pray 4 rakats together. Because we have many riwayats that comes like from let me tell you something about Salah, yeah? Not just Salah, it's Qasr itself. The problem is not just that the reason for the ikhtilaf is because people found the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam observing this. Let me stop the recording.